go, the bullseye to take the match. This would be some sensational finish. Oh, he's only gone and done it. Game shot. Double 8. Oh.
Yeah, it's time to find out who will make it through to the Week 1 finals. Who will fill the field? 3 players already there at the first ever ADC Global Championship. We're live on Pluto TV. Welcome along for this evening's 10 tungsten ties, and here to talk you through them with me, it's a very good evening to Mr. Scott Mitchell. Scott, what have you made of the week so far?
It's been a week full of indifference, and some players have come to the fore. Some have parted company who we thought may make it, and we've still got some who've still got to find their way to Saturday night. Yeah, we got the X Factor through on Wednesday, Andy Bolton winning Group A, but this afternoon the 2 players at the top ended up being dominant. Brian Roman slipped away, James Richardson and particularly Adam Lipscomb, very, very good value for their qualification. Yeah, definitely. The bookies' favourite to go through was Brian Roman in the last sort of session today, but it didn't materialise for him. He ended up on a wrong end of a couple of results, and his chin got down, and he never really recovered. Yeah, but Adam Lipscomb really did turn up, didn't he? A fantastic day again for him. He's going to be on that stage in front of a home crowd tomorrow, and hopefully for him, he's going to be there a week on Sunday as well, with a chance to play for the trophy that he's been looking at for motivation all the way through the last couple of days. Yeah, he did everything he needed to do. I think he's done enough to frighten the opponents that maybe making it there tomorrow night. And I think we know that when he gets here, he's going to have a big crowd behind him. And he says he sees it slightly differently this tournament. It's not have the feel of the Super Series. So he's had different luck. It's the first time he's topped a group and gone into Saturday with a bit of momentum. Yep, he did top the group in Group C. James Richardson, the runner-up. Andy Bolton, the winner of Group A. And in Group B, well, it's all to play for. Pilgrim and Brooks lead the way. Sebastian Biallecki, Bradley Roose and Thomas Banks making up the Group B table. And 6 points apiece for the top 2, 4 points for the man in the middle, and the 2 at the bottom have 1 win apiece. It's still all to play for, isn't it, Scott? Yeah, I think so. I think Biallecki is probably a little bit vulnerable there on 4 points, because Bradley Roose and Thomas Banks play each other first game, and whichever one wins will go up onto 4 points with him before he's even thrown a dart. So he could have that problem looking down the table and looking over his shoulder to see where everybody is. We saw some great games last night. Do you think that can continue this evening? I see no reason why not. I think it's quite a young group, even if you count Daryl Pilgrim. It's still quite a young group in darting terms, and they just don't care, do they? They just get on and throw their darts and don't get hooked up in the hullabaloo of it all and play their game. And I think Bradley Brooks yesterday looked to be the standout player, but when you go and look at the averages, the man he's shaking his hand off there, Daryl Pilgrim, was the guy with the highest averages of the evening. Yeah, and it showed in this match. Even in the games that he lost, he produced averages like that, 3 figures, 109.12 from Bradley Brooks in that performance as well. That's kind of the best we've seen from Brooks since he's played here at the Super Series this year. What's maybe changed for him? Well, I had a chat with him on the way in tonight, and he said, I've been lazy. He said, I realised that I started getting beaten by people that shouldn't be beating me, in my opinion. He said, and that's no disrespect for anybody else, and mainly because I'm not doing it. So he said the last 6 weeks he's been doing 2 hours a night on the board after work, getting in, having a shower, having his tea, jumping on the board and sort of making a religion of it. And he said he's never done that before in his darting life. And in the last 6 weeks, things are starting to move. And if last night was any sign to go by, he is on the move. He played well yesterday. In fact, they all played well yesterday. Here's a deeper dive into the numbers. As you mentioned, Daryl Pilgrim with the highest average over the course of the evening. But Bradley Brooks, the biggest standout there is that checkout percentage, 56% for Bradley Brooks. All of them hitting plenty of 180s as well. The numbers don't lie, and they're kind of reflective of the players that we expect to go through. The bookies are saying Pilgrim's odds on, Brooks is going with him, and they quite fancy Sebastian Biallecki as well. Do you agree? Yeah, I think so. I think that's probably the 3 that I would handpick to go into it. I think the only way that Sebastian probably doesn't go is if he gets a bit nervous and sort of stops himself going. I think that Bradley Roose didn't really have the levels of the others last night. Thomas Banks did, but not often enough.
And you mentioned that first match between those two. So one of them's going to put themselves in a real position of contention. How big is this first game tonight?
It's absolutely massive, because once that one goes, you've only got 3 left. You know, Group B being the shorter group, only 4 games. They soon creep up and pass you by. So this first game is of massive importance.
Right, well, let's get the action underway. The first match is about to start, but don't forget, if you want to be here on either of the Saturday nights, including tomorrow, or the grand finals on Sunday, any Super Series event in 2025 as well, tickets are available from dartshop.tv. So let's get the evening's entertainment underway, shall we? A battle at the bottom between Bradley and Bulldog Banks in Group B. Thomas Banks and Bradley Roose, well, one of them needs to make a move that's all smiles now, but it'll all be business when the referee Jack Garwood calls game on. And I think I better bring in Scott Mitchell before I get something else wrong. But they need to get it right tonight, Scott. Little margin for error for these two.
Absolutely, Dave. I think that, these two guys they're good buddies, actually. We were I was chatting with the pair of them when they were together. They've gone through a few bits in, Dev Tour and everything together, and they seem to be quite good friends. So hopefully that's going to turn us into a decent game. But they both do know that one of them, they'll be out of the equation after this one. And
first leg, it's
there's
Thomas
Jack
first.
Garwood,
Game
our
on.
referee. He takes charge of all 10 matches tonight.
96.
Quickly establishing himself as one of our top referees. And no better place to ref than here. Game after game, no better way to learn. We
97.
harping on about how we're teaching players to play on stage in front of cameras and giving opportunities, but
58.
also giving opportunities to new faces on the refereeing front.
Well, Bradley won this match at the end of yesterday evening to avoid a
100.
pointless night, and in doing so leapfrogged Thomas Banks in the table.
140. $60. 50. 59.
And victory here could be quite promising for one player, because whoever wins this match goes on to 4 points level with Sebastian Biallecki. And Biallecki takes on Pilgrim in his first match. He was playing at a very high level last night, so every opportunity to
100.
manoeuvre up the table.
Thomas, you require 148.
Well, the result in this one was a
60. Bradley, you require
2 win for
144.
Bradley Roose, and got himself off the bottom of the table, didn't he? And level with Thomas Banks. And
94. Thomas, you require 88.
Good dart. 7-7.
Game shot
And he
of
pins
first
it in the
leg,
bottom
Thomas
corner. Banks has the first leg in the bank. And a tap of the head.
Second leg is Bradley to throw
I
first.
said it'd all be business, and it
Game
certainly
on.
is.
I know Thomas Banks has Steve West being a bit of a mentor to him.
95.
Spoken to me about it. Enjoys being able to
137.
chat with him.
$59.
This is the first of 10 really important matches this
58.
evening, brought to you live via Pluto TV. The Group B action coming to an end tonight. If you're not watching via Pluto, make sure that you do download that app onto your favourite smart devices,
57.
including your smart TV, so you don't miss any of the darting drama. Stream now, pay never. And also don't get
84.
interrupted by any unnecessary adverts when players are throwing for doubles, because that won't happen here. The adverts will be in between the matches where they should be. Anyway, this event is brought to you by...
60.
No, only joking.
Almost. You had me thinking, who is it brought here by?
58.
I thought it was us.
Myself and Scott Mitchell. We will narrate every twist and turn. And I think there will be a few twists and turns. Didn't end up being the case this afternoon, but tonight I can't see it being so
100.
uniform.
Thomas, you require 164.
Yeah, the levels are tighter, aren't they, here? And the numbers are tighter.
92. Bradley, you require 130.
So Bradley Roose will start up on this treble 20. He'll probably stay there again.
Needs
He's
to go a
looking for
bit
the treble.
further up, doesn't he? He's gone too far up.
45. Thomas, you require 72.
Double 16.
Game shot on the second leg. Thomas Banks.
Brilliant by Banks.
2 from 2 from Banks here. Good start from the
Third leg
evening.
is Thomas to throw first. Game on.
Getting there and getting out is the game. And that's exactly what he's doing at the
44.
moment.
And not only has he been stealing Bradley's Brill cream, but he's pinched the first 2 legs as well.
60. $45.
I've always found it strange that Thomas wears a little wrist chain on his right hand, on his throwing hand. It must rattle about and that would
108.
get on my goat. I don't. Even if I'm about to trip over, I try to get down on my left side and not my right side to protect my right arm.
100.
Each to their own. Wolf used to have a fistful of rings on the right hand side. So he could throw a 23-gram dart, I reckon, but it felt like a
57.
63-gram dart.
Mervyn King used to have a bracelet, didn't he, that would move up and down on his throwing arm.
97.
I know our commentary colleague Paul Nicholson's experimented with balance bands and the like. Full sleeve you see these days, don't you, Richie Headhouse? All the way to that European Championship success.
Yeah, the balance bands tend to be on the left hand, though.
Bradley requires 64.
It's not often you see people put everything on the right hand.
So, Roose hasn't had a dart at double yet. That changes here.
48.
He can't hit, and Thomas Banks has hit everything he's gone for so far when it's come to the end of legs.
$51. Bradley requires 16.
Taking his time.
Game shot
And good things come to those who wait. Bradley Roose breaks back, and the game is back on throw.
Fourth flag, it's Bradley to throw first. Game on. $41. 99. $58. $134.
Thomas Banks has got to get that first start right. We know the levels goes flying high once he gets that first start right.
70.
His best average
58.
last night, Thomas Banks, was just shy of a 94.
$96.
It was a great moment for him when he won his Modus Super Series week, sunk to his knees in disbelief after hitting the winning double.
90.
Every single player in this group has had that experience.
$140. Thomas, you require 120. Game shot on the fourth flag.
Nicely done,
Thomas
and that
Banks.
finishing continues in perfect fashion. This is superb from Thomas Banks.
Fifth flag, it's Thomas to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, really nicely done by Thomas Banks.
80.
Following this, Daryl Pilgrim against Sebastian Biallecki, then Bradley Roose
58.
returns to take on Bradley Brooks. If he loses his first two games, he will be facing a almost impossible mission.
100. $140. $57. $99.
Oh, good timing, this. Very good timing indeed. And he could be calling time on the opening encounter here, because Banks in this range has been lethal. He had that 120 in the previous leg before that.
100. Thomas, you require
Fantastic
84.
88 checkout. Also a 64. What about the 84?
73.
Can't quite make
Bradley,
it
you
4
require
from 4.
104.
Gets a shot. Roose.
89.
But that's loose.
Thomas,
Now
you
he might
require
lose.
11. Nine.
There was a loose Roose about
Bradley,
this
you
hoose.
require 15.
That's Scott being a Scot, by the way.
He does get back. He's got to make a decision. Will it be 3? Will it be 7?
What you don't want to do is get caught between. Went for the 3. And now for the double 3.
12. Thomas, you require
And the 3 went
2.
up, they go flying in.
No score.
Well, this shot is
Bradley,
harder
you
than
require 3.
the one that Banks has just had. 3, I think, is one of the most difficult finishes you can have. No margin for error, and the dart usually blocks the double, which is why Bradley's having to move.
No score. Thomas, you require 2.
So Banks it is then.
No score.
Makes the same mistake twice.
Bradley,
Got to
you
put the first one
require
high.
3.
He knows it.
No score. Thomas, you require 2.
Well, it's a bit of a dog and duck leg, this one. We've all been there,
Game shot.
but
And the
Thomas
match,
Banks
Thomas
won't
Banks.
care. He's got the win that he needed. A 4-1 success over the Dutchman Bradley Roose, who sinks to the bottom of the table with Banks leapfrogging him and going level on points with Sebastian Biallecki. The average is really smashed by that horror ending for the pair of them. Doubling had been superb before that for Thomas Banks. He was 3 from 3 before that final leg. A brilliant 120 checkout in there as well, but he's got the 4 points to put himself on the shoulder of Sebastian Biallecki, who plays next against Daryl Pilgrim, so stay tuned.
welcome back to Pluto TV. Tonight we are on Group B here in the ADC Global Championship. We are heading to the end of week 1 and it's Group B on your screens at the moment. If you've just joined us, we've already had match number 1 of the evening. That was won by Thomas Banks, 4-1 against his friend Bradley Roose. We go on to game 2 now, and Daryl Pilgrim takes on Sebastian Biallecki, the 37-year-old from South Croydon, who's had varying success here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. Takes on the 21-year-old Pole from Lodz. He qualified here through the Eastern Europe Festival. These two played each other last night and Pilgrim came out 4-2 winner. But both were in the 90s on the average. So we're looking forward to another good game between these two lads. And Pilgrim sits top of the table.
First leg, it's Daryl
He wants to stay
first.
there.
Game
Biallecki
on.
is sat in 3rd place, looking over his shoulder at Thomas Banks, who's just picked up a couple of points and goes 2 points behind him in the table. So this one is going to be a ripper. And if that's anything to go by for our start, strap yourselves in.
Yeah, we did see a star, Daryl Pilgrim, over the course of last night, and it looks like he's going to carry on where he left off. A wonderful maximum to kick off his opening match, and he's followed with a 4th perfect dart and a 5th. 6 of the best. Hold your breath.
55. Daryl, you require 141.
We haven't had one at the ADC Global Championship. Can Daryl Pilgrim produce a perfect leg? He went for the treble 15. He wasn't far away. Oh, what a start that would have been. I mean, what a start it is, but what a start it could have been.
Yeah, absolutely. And good sportsmanship from Biallecki, saying, nice try, mate. But Biallecki is probably now
58.
let this
Daryl,
leg
you
go.
require 41.
He's 247 points back on 288. Daryl Pilgrim thought that was in there for an 11 dart leg. Can he make it 12? Yes, he can.
First leg, Daryl Pilgrim.
So a good opener from the tabletopper Daryl Pilgrim as he sets out the
Second leg,
intent
it's Sebastian to
to the rest of the field.
Game on.
His intent is to stay at the top of the group.
Okay, well, if you can't do it, Daryl, I'll show you how to do it, says Sebastian. I mean, both have done it before on this stage.
47.
How about doing it on the same stage, but in a different tournament? That was not the one he wanted.
77. $95. $137.
So Biallecki looking like he's going to hold his own throw here in leg 2.
45.
Pilgrim, after
Sebastian, you
all
require
those trebles in leg 1,
107.
is going to the well and coming up dry. 15 for double 16 for Sebastian
Shot on the
Biallecki.
second leg, Sebastian Biallecki.
Second ton topping finish of the
Third leg,
evening.
it's
And we were
Daryl
only
first.
in leg
Game
2
on.
on game 2.
We're expected to see
60.
some fireworks tonight. We're seeing them already.
In fact, that's Biallecki's
108.
8-ton shot out this week, ton plus. He's already done a 102, a 124, a 149, a 110, a 154, and last night we saw him do a 145 and a 170 against Bradley Brooks.
On every single leg in this game so far, I've seen one player hit a maximum.
96.
4 in the game already. We had a match with 7 in it this afternoon. A record for the ADC Global Championship, of course, only in its 5th day, but still rivaling the record at the Super Series, which is 9. We've had 5 in this game already.
Yeah, we're only in leg 3.
125.
Told you all to strap in. It was going to be a beauty tonight.
$140. Sebastian, you require 100. $60.
Went for the 2 tops, didn't manage to find the
64.
second, so Pilgrim gets a look at the 64.
Yeah, shame it was blocked a little bit by his own flight. He had to stop. That obviously stopped his momentum.
48. Sebastian, you require 40.
This time, nothing in the way. Clear sight of the target. Now double 10.
Game shot on the 3rd leg. Sebastian Biallecki.
An early breaker throw then goes
4th leg.
Biallecki's
It's
way,
Sebastian to throw first. Game on.
in the form of a 14 dart leg as well.
$60.
Can Daryl Pilgrim carry on the record of perfect starts to legs? No. Does have the record for the highest average, of course, still here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth.
134.
Daryl Pilgrim, 122.69 against Denny Aldercoulter. Same day that he hit the highest losing average as well, 118.88 against Scott Taylor.
140.
Is that the Denny Aldercoulter that was the Europe Cup singles champion a couple of months ago?
That will be the one. And same.
60.
Bradley and Bradley after this one as Roose takes on Brooks. Then Biallecki versus Banks
58.
and Pilgrim will meet Bradley Brooks in a top of the table tussle halfway through the night.
108.
4 maximums now for Daryl Pilgrim. 6 in the game altogether.
Daryl, you require
Pilgrim looking for 127 to level this up.
$99. Sebastian, you require 143. $102. Daryl, you require 28. Game shot on the 4th flag. Daryl Pilgrim.
No trouble for Daryl Pilgrim. No trouble for either player in terms of
It's
standard in
Daryl
this
to the
game. As we said,
first.
half a dozen maximums,
Game
but the
on.
numbers speak for themselves. And Pilgrim, he could end up finishing this group with an average in 3 figures. All neat and tidy. The worst leg of the match has been a 14
96.
darter.
Yeah, some good stuff coming in here. Well, if you only do 14 darters, lads, we'll turn the lights
41.
off, pack up and go home. We want to see more.
96. $60.
Yeah, the 9 on the end. Pilgrim electing to start down the
58.
bottom and go back up the top. 2 treble 20s would have seen him leave the 170, but not to be this time.
100. $58. $140. $100. Sebastian, you require 160. $60. Darryl, you require 93. $43. Sebastian, you require 100.
So 100 for the pole. 95, so treble 19 for double thereof. Not to be, and Pilgrim will come back to clean up the 50.
44. Darryl, you require
I don't think
50.
you expect him to come back with the look on his face when he left the board on his last visit. Double 16.
Game shot on the 5th leg. Darryl Pilgrim.
Nicely converted. Takes a 3-2 league. All the pressure now on Biallecki to hold his
6th
own
leg.
throw
It's
here
Sebastian
in leg
to the
6.
first. Game on.
Let's remember that he sat third in the table. It's Pilgrim flying high at the top. Maybe only on legs difference, but
96.
legs difference on evenings like this is as good as a point.
$96.
The
54.
game was so good to start with, it almost feels like it's gone a little bit flat. They're still averaging in the 90s and they've hit 6 maximums between them.
$93.
I think it's, we've got to the tail end of the game, and if this was a baseball match, we'd call it the bottom of the 9th, but both are just trying to hang in there. This is an important game for both of them. First points of the evening.
$89.
It's all becoming a struggle, isn't it?
I'm just seeing Pilgrim do that practice swing that we often do
140.
see from him in the background there. Trying to get back whatever he had at the start of the game.
And
he's got it back.
Sebastian, you require
We now have
70.
matched that game this afternoon with 7 maximums. And we've got
Game
another
shot on the
leg.
6th leg. Sebastian Biallecki. 7th and final leg. It's Darryl to throw first. Game on.
5 of those 180s hit by Darryl Pilgrim.
46. 93.
Good find with the last layer from Biallecki.
$100. 46.
Neither breaking free on this last deciding leg.
100.
It's almost taking too much care, it seemed, there, Sebastian.
Trying to put them in exactly where he wants them.
137. $92. Darryl, you require
Pilgrim has
180.
2 visits to clean up the 118. Double 19.
Game shot.
Fantastic.
Darryl Pilgrim.
Darryl Pilgrim takes out the 118 to win the last leg decider. And a brilliant battle against Biallecki. 97.94 the average. 5 of the matches, 7 180s came from that man. And that 118 checkout sealed the deal. Really good numbers once again. Playing at that level that he played last night, Darryl Pilgrim. And he takes a giant step towards qualification for the Week 1 finals night. Top of the table on 8 points and 1 win away from qualification. Bradley Brooks can join him if he can beat Bradley Roose after this break. Welcome back to the ADC Global Championship. We are getting closer and closer to knowing the identity of all of the Week 1 finalists. Now, if you have not been with us all week, just to recap the situation in this tournament, the 6 finalists are played in exactly the same way as a normal Modus Super Series week to get there, but when they get there, 4 of them will progress to the ADC Global Championship Grand Finals. All 4 semi-finalists from tomorrow and next Saturday will play next Sunday for £25,000. Bradley Roose still hoping to be there, but defeat here makes it very difficult for him. Bradley Brooks, well, victory puts him on the cusp of qualification. Number 3 in the ADC's UK Winmore Tour, having fallen off the PDC circuit last year. If he can beat the other Bradley, then he will go into his next game against Daryl Pilgrim with the winner sealing qualification with half the night to spare.
Absolutely.
First
A
leg,
position
it's
you would
Bradley
want
Roose
to be
throw
and have
first.
qualification
Game
done
on.
and dusted by game 3.
$41. $24. $134. $97. $140.
I said last night about player number 5 on the evening having to play a player that's already played a match. That this evening is Bradley Brooks, and Bradley Roose has
60.
got himself down to a finish after 12. It is 1-2-6, but Bradley Brooks looks a little
121.
better now that he's
Bradley
hit the
require
1-2-1, but
126.
this is the bullseye.
Game shot on the first
And he hits
leg.
it when he didn't have
Bradley
to go. His opponent was on 159. There really was no
Second
point,
leg, it's
but
Bradley Brooks to throw first. Game on.
he chose to go for the ball and hit it. Takes the leg with a 1-2-1 finish.
100.
It's his first ton topper of his Group B campaign.
Yeah, fantastic stuff, showing what he can do. Of course, has had
100.
success on this stage before, winner of a Modus Super Series week. But he was the poorest performer last night by some
93.
distance. Finds himself at the foot of the table at the start of tonight. Arguably one of the hardest groups he's ever been put into.
100.
Yeah, without doubt, and he just has to continue learning.
140. $100. $136.
32 after 12 then for Bradley Brooks.
41. Bradley required 32.
Oh, Bradley Roose struggles a little.
Game shot on the second leg. Bradley Brooks.
Very
Third
good
leg is
response
Bradley Roose to throw first. Game on.
from Bam Bam. If Glenn Durrant was here, it'd give him a chance to tell his
6.
Flintstones joke, wouldn't it?
100.
Has he not shared that one with you, Scott?
No, he hasn't. No.
No, I'm not going to either. It's terrible.
Good.
81.
He said it 14 times and he still got it wrong last time he tried to execute it.
So we've got a few more opportunities to have to try and hear it then. Well,
131.
if Bam Bam is not going to be here in the live lounge.
One 100. One 100.
Disappointing
80.
bounce out there for Bradley Roose.
require 170. $98.
I can't finish here, Roose, so Brooks will return 72 to really take the initiative in this game.
100. Bradley requires 72.
Double six.
6.
Not found.
Bradley require 80.
So it's the Dutch Bradley that can take the lead. Wrong double. Can still rescue on double four. Can't
76.
rescue on double four.
Bradley required 12.
Bradley of the Roose variety did that a couple of times last night when he had 80 left. Missed the double 10 and the double 6.
No score. Bradley require 4.
Now Bradley of the Brooks variety makes a mistake and allows Bradley of the Roose variety to come back in. Can't get any closer than hit it, surely.
No score.
No, I was wrong again.
Bradley required
Can get a little bit
12.
closer with it out at hitting the double.
Finally,
Gets on a third leg.
finally
Bradley Brooks.
one Bradley beds a double. And it's Brooks who breaks.
Fourth flag. It's Bradley Brooks to throw first. Game on. $41.
Well, it's not the Brooks we saw last night, is it? He is leading the match, but apart from that brilliant 13 darter, he's making hard work of it.
100. $97.
To be fair, looking at my last night's results, we
77.
did have a fairly slow start last night. It was only Daryl Pilgrim bunging in the 90-plus averages in the first 3 games.
97.
And then the blue touch paper was lit and away we went.
$59.
While we were waiting for the
41.
players to arrive tonight, Sebastian Biallecki is usually the one that dragging his heels and last one through the door in the group. It's pretty
95.
normal for Seb to do that. Be the last one through the door on the players' front.
Brilliant this.
100.
Didn't like the last one, but he's left himself in a handy
Bradley
position.
require 170.
Unless Roose can produce something special, he's a long way off the target there.
$96. Bradley require 85. $45. Bradley requires 74. $34. Bradley require
That was in the
40.
way. That one could be a help for Bradley Brooks. Double-barreled marker.
Game shot on
Used
the
to
full
great
flag.
effect
Bradley
to
Brooks.
lead 3-1.
Fifth flag is Bradley Roose to throw first. Game on.
So Brooks 3-1 up on
96.
Roose. $100. $46. $180.
Well, Bradley Brooks putting his foot down,
140.
racing towards that checkered flag.
Ironic that Bradley Roose follows with a 140. We've been waiting for double, treble visits, and then two come along.
93. $100. Bradley require 128. $38. Bradley
Very
require 119.
bounce out.
Yeah, ferocious, didn't it?
Well, he feels like it just hit him in the head.
$79. Bradley require 90.
Making a mess of this. After putting himself in a really good position to close the door.
31. Bradley
Yeah, bag of
require
nails, that one,
40.
wasn't it? Roose with a chance to go back to 3-2. Double 10 now.
20. Bradley
It's
require
just not quite
59.
happening for Bradley Roose this evening. So this is to close the match out. Two very important points to go on Bradley Brooks's table, and that's exactly what he achieved.
Bradley Brooks.
May only be a little 59 shot. It may only be a 4-1 win. It may not be the best averages that we've seen from the group. And he's shaking his head saying awful. 81.46 for Bradley Roose. 84.80 for Bradley Brooks. Yep, it wasn't the best game we've ever seen here. But it's 2 points on to the table for Bradley Brooks. And he seals his Saturday night position with a win there over Bradley Roose. We'll take a short break, and when we return, we will come back with Sebastian Biallecki taking on Thomas Banks.
Looking for uninterrupted 24/7 darts? Simply download the Pluto TV app on your smart TV, mobile phone or smart device. And you can find us on the Modus Super Series Darts channel. Watch us live from 9:30 AM on Monday to Wednesday, from 1 PM and 10 PM Thursday and Friday, and for our weekly and series finals, 7:30 PM on Saturdays. Still not got enough darts? We've got you covered. When we aren't live, you can find the best of Modus on the channel. From amazing charity infantry events.
Has to go for Jaden. Big pressure for the little man, but what a shot to stay alive this would be.
Week starring Luke Littler.
Could this be it? Bullseye for Littler. In it goes, the 1-2-1. Turns the game in his favour.
Record-breaking averages.
And record-breaking darts. Double 16. It's
Game
destructive.
shot on the
It's
match.
Daryl Pilgrim with a
Daryl
record
Pilgrim.
average.
And insane 9 dart legs.
Max. Max.
108.
And Sherrick is continuing upon a road towards perfection. That's a second max in succession. Baron Sherrick wants treble 19. And now double 12 to become the...
But that's not all. We also have the exclusive series of On the Hockey.
But when I played darts, I was allowed to be me.
Deep dives in our tungsten talks.
No email at all. That really is. And the words that just come out and make me head what? 127 in game. I cried a few tears when I told me. I still love it so much.
And Modus documentaries.
Everyone knows we're watching something special.
This is going to happen, just when? When is it going to happen? It's been so long.
Darts is on 24/7, so what are you waiting for? Download the app on your smart TV, any smart device, including your mobile phone, and search for the Modus Super Series. And watch us now.
Welcome back to the Amateur Darts Circuit Global Championship, brought to you by the Modus Super Series, live on Pluto TV in conjunction with the ADC, ADC Europe and the WADC. And now we are in the midst of the Group B action, and we've got two players at the top of the table that are pretty much looking like they're through in Bradley Brooks and Daryl Pilgrim. They'll play next. The winner will be through at the end of that one. At the end of this one, we'll know who will be in third place and in the provisional qualifying spots with them. Will it be Thomas Banks or Sebastian Biallecki? Both currently have 4 points. The winner will move on to 6 and put themselves in the best position of the pair.
Sebastian to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, and just a little sneaky insight. These guys have played each other 4 times already this week. And in match result, it's 3-1 in the favour of Thomas Banks, this fixture.
93.
He's had the beating of Sebastian. But he's just got brilliance at any given time, hasn't he, Biallecki? We saw the big finishers last night.
87.
Yeah, we saw them against Bradley Brooks over 2-2, and Bradley Brooks was under 100 and 145 went, and we thought, wow, what a absolute breaker throw, and then popped up and hit a 170 to hold and win the match 4-2, and from nowhere
140.
he won the match. And talking to Bradley Brooks on the way in this evening, he said there's nothing you can do about that.
57.
If somebody has such brilliance, you just got to stand there and admire it and go, don your cap and say, well done, mate. That's exactly what I was trying to do.
60. Sebastian, you require 154.
Treble 20, the first port of call. Treble 18, the second. And double top, the third.
114.
Had he converted that, that would have been 9 ton plus shutouts this week.
Sebastian, you require 40.
He's been far and ahead of any other player this week doing 100 plus shots.
Game shot on the first leg.
He
Sebastian
won't mind
Biallecki.
that was just a 40 to take the first leg.
And he just ran into one, didn't he, in his first game tonight against Darryl Pilgrim. What a game
Second
it was.
leg. It's Thomas to throw
Played really
first.
well, did
Game on.
Sebastian, but came out on the wrong end of the deciding leg.
Yeah, posted his
51.
regular app 92, 93, which is where he's sort of been all week, really, since about Tuesday. He had an off day on the first day, which he generally does. We discussed, Henry Deacon and I, whether it's the way that he travels, whether he travels over in the afternoon on a Sunday for the Monday morning first game, or whether he should tweak that a little. But he's notorious a slow starter on Monday morning.
$96.
Nicely done this by Banks.
140.
Unlucky not to have filled it up, but he's put himself in a promising position in the second leg of his second game, having won his first. Well, a 4-1 win over
98.
Bradley Roose, who's also lost 4-1 in his next game. Pretty much out of the picture now.
60.
Can only get to 6 points, and one of these players will definitely get to 6 points at the end of this match.
$90. Thomas, you require
Good thinking.
116.
To leave a finish, but it may be academic.
96.
Gets a go, and if anyone
Sebastian, you
can,
require 170.
Indeed. Couldn't repeat the feat of last night, but another one of those would make life
134.
very
Thomas, you
handy should he
require
get back.
20.
Thomas Banks on double 10. Nicely done. Surely 2 there he can bounce off, and
Game
yes
shot
he
on the
does.
Second leg. Thomas Banks.
Yeah, one happy boy there. Big fist clench to
Third
level it
leg,
up.
it's
He knows the
Sebastian to throw
stakes here
first.
are high,
Game on.
particularly for him.
$139. $140.
a strong start again for both players this time. Good battle between two youngsters. The future is certainly bright.
134.
Has got his tour card, hasn't he, Sebastian Biallecki? So this could be his last time on the Super Series stage for a
140.
while, but he'll be hoping that he's there tomorrow and that he's there again a week on Sunday.
$58. $81. Sebastian, you require 170.
He's having another go at it, but not to be again this time.
45. Thomas, you require 140. $60. Sebastian, you require 125.
Well, he could go for the bull again here, 61. 25 would leave him 36. That was what he was trying.
Thomas, you require 80.
Double top then for Banks and a break.
60. Sebastian, you require
goes
53.
begging on a breaker throw. Biallecki will go 13 for tops. He does like tops.
33.
Didn't like 10s quite
Thomas,
so
you
much.
require 20. Game shot on the third leg. Thomas Banks.
Some celebration there. Get in, says Thomas Banks as he breaks a Biallecki throw.
Fourth leg. It's Thomas to throw first. Game on.
I have to say, Biallecki has dropped off here a little.
58.
He's been running most of the week, and could that be the situation? Could it be the nerves of the situation?
140.
He knows that Banks will leapfrog him and go into
134.
third place and a qualification position for Saturday night.
From nowhere, he takes control of the leg.
59.
140 backed up by a maximum. First of this tight.
$105. 90. Sebastian, you require 76.
Double top.
36. Thomas, you require 160.
No, he couldn't, could he?
120. Sebastian, you require 40.
I've been in, he would have done.
Well, he hit tops for good measure to leave that target for a potential return. And he might get one. Double five for Sebastian.
35.
And the anger
Thomas, you
spills
require
over.
40. Game shot on the fourth leg.
The Bulldog
Thomas
Banks in bullish mood.
Yeah, when he gets an opportunity tonight,
flag,
it's
it's
going his
Sebastian
way,
to
isn't
throw
it,
first.
Thomas Banks?
Game on.
He got himself caught on the wrong end of some stuff yesterday, and he's determined for that to not happen again today. Won his opening match 4-1 against Bradley Roose, and now
100.
leads Sebastian Biallecki, who is or was in third place at the table.
125.
Start of this match. 3 go through from 5, don't forget, from Group B.
Watch your step. I knew it'd get feisty between this
6.
pair.
$96.
It's like two teddy bears baring the teeth, isn't it?
$108.
Back at you.
108.
Back at
you. Sebastian, you require 161.
And Seb is going to have to do something big once again, and he's not going to. So Banks has the chance to wrap up what could be a very important win.
99. Thomas, you require 100.
Yes, indeed. Stay straight with the first young man. Yes. I think that's a handy bounce out for me.
80.
I think it was in the 5 side of that
Custody
wire, if
requires
I'm honest.
62.
It was like a pinball, wasn't it, getting rejected? Can Biallecki be the wizard? Just checking what he had left. It is indeed 32,
30.
but he fails to find it.
Thomas, you require 20.
Chastised the second dart as well there with the way he was pointing.
Game shot.
Thomas
And the man,
Banks.
Thomas
I
Banks.
think we know who won that one. We can hear it through in our commentary box, which is supposed to be soundproof, but we could hear that, Thomas. Big win for him. He knows that changes the complexion of the group. There's the averages, 89.33 for Sebastian Biallecki and 91.15 for Thomas Banks. And Sebastian's Achilles heel there, 1 from 11 from him on the double in and 4 from 11 for Thomas Banks. We now head into a short break, and when we return, we expect a bit of a barn burner. It's Bradley Brooks taking on Daryl Pilgrim. Go make yourself a coffee and come right back.
Welcome back to the ADC Global Championship, which is reaching the end of its first week of 2. And 3 players will go through from Group B, and one of them at the end of the match that's about to take place, because the winner of the game between Daryl Pilgrim and Bradley Brooks will be qualified, having managed to get to 10 points. Thomas Banks in third. Remember, the top 3 go through from this group after that fantastic win against Sebastian Biallecki, who sits outside those provisional places in fourth, and Bradley Roose is as good as out, a mountain to climb for him. So the winner of this one going through, joining the Group A winner Andy Bolton, the Group C winner Adam Lipscomb, and the runner-up this afternoon James Richardson. Which one will it be? Well, I think, Scott, they'll probably both go through come the end of the night, but which one do you think will go through at the end of this match?
Looking at the match stats for last night, Bradley Brooks, this was the one where he excelled. Pilgrim chased him. It was a 4-2 result. Bradley Brooks, 109 average to win 4-2 over the 101 average of Daryl Pilgrim. And
First leg, it's Bradley to throw first.
you're asking me to nail
Game on.
my flag to the mast. I'm going to say Bradley Brooks because he's got the darts.
$59. $60. $100. $96.
This game takes us to the halfway stage of the night. We'll know one player through. Roose and Biallecki in action next. They're actually the bottom 2.
97.
Defeat for Roose would confirm his exit.
55.
Fairly nervy start for both here.
137. $140. Bradley require 108. $80. Daryl, you require 150.
Superb stuff. Double 18.
114.
Not to be.
Bradley
Nearly
required
managed to steal
28.
the leg away.
Yeah, one dart for the breaker throw.
Game shot on the first leg.
One dart
Bradley
for the holder throw from Bradley Brooks. That's
Second
the
leg,
reason I
it's
said
Daryl to
whoever
throw
had the darts
first.
would probably take
Game
this
on.
one. I felt it was going to be very tight.
$108.
Here he goes again. Another Pilgrim purple patch after clipping the double. After 2 treble 19, they'd given him a shot
121.
at double 18 for the 150. He kicks off with the 180.
$85.
A loose one there from Pilgrim. Shouldn't cost him.
You don't actually need to look at the dartboard to know
96.
what Daryl Pilgrim's hit. You know, he's got very telling expressions on his face. If he follows that up, he'll raise his eyebrows. If he misses, he'll curl his lip.
140.
There's a lip curl. Do you think maybe I've watched him a little bit too much, a little bit too closely, Scott?
Yeah, I was in silence there trying to think a word for it that I could actually use live on air.
64.
Well,
Bradley,
can
you
Brooks
require
do something similar to what
144.
Pilgrim attempted in the last leg and steal it with a big checkout? He can't. So Pilgrim will return for 32.
64. Darryl, you require 32. $16. Bradley, you require 80.
So Bradley Brooks a break throw, 80. Oh, tops. One's in, one left to go.
40.
Yeah, we
Darryl, you
agree,
require
Brad. We don't
16.
understand how that didn't go in there.
Well, that picture did paint 1,000 words. Well, actually, only one word, and that word was how.
Game shot on the second leg. Darryl
Those of
Pilgrim.
us watching over the age of 50 thought of Fred Dinage straight away.
Third leg. It's Bradley to throw first.
Still can't believe
Game
he
on.
hasn't followed that dart into the double. All square. He thinks he should be 2-0 to the good. He's followed it into the treble, all right.
108. He. $95. $60. $47.
Just does seem to up his game against Darryl Pilgrim, doesn't he? Did it last night. He's at it again here.
94.
He just looks more cool, calm, collective and positive when he plays. With no disrespect to the others, players that are pushing him.
125. Bradley, you require 167.
Well, he's got 6 starts to convert this 167.
66.
3 trebles, but only chips off 66.
$99.
I'd say
Bradley,
140
you
here would
require
make it interesting,
101.
and then you saw his eyes look down, and it could only be a 137.
61. Darryl, you require 135.
Bull for starters needed at least a 25.
$119. Bradley, you require 40. Game shot on the third leg. Bradley Brooks.
It was a good setup by Pilgrim, but Bradley Brooks rendered it irrelevant. 16
Fourth
darter,
leg,
sealed on
it's
top
Darryl
for a
to throw
2-1 lead.
first. Game on. $108. He. $140. $100.
Approaching the halfway point of the night, remaining matches: Bradley Roose against
60.
Sebastian Biallecki, Bradley Brooks against Thomas Banks, Pilgrim plays Roose, Biallecki plays Brooks, and Banks takes on Pilgrim in the last match of this session.
108.
And that brings us up to the 200 mark of maximums on week 1 of the ADC Global
97.
Championship.
Darryl, you require 41.
Pretty impressive indeed.
Game shot on the fourth leg. Darryl
And that leg
Pilgrim.
was pretty impressive indeed. An 11 darter for Darryl Pilgrim.
Fifth leg. It's Bradley to throw first. Game on. 58. $140.
A reminder, the winner of this match is through. A race to 2 legs now
59.
to reach the promised land of the Saturday night Week 1 final. And if you get through your group on Saturday, then you will be through to the grand finals next Sunday.
108.
It feels like a slow cagey affair, but looking at the averages, Pilgrim is on 106.
100.
Brooks 91 and a quarter. Pilgrim already had 5 180s in his first match this evening. He's got 4 in this one. He had 11 yesterday.
100. You require 94.
Really starting to go through the gears.
This could be back-to-back 11 dart legs. It's not quite that.
74.
But it's still brilliant from Pilgrim. Has to get over the line and break Bradley Brooks here. What pressure will be applied by the Blackburn boy?
100.
A little.
You require 20. Game's on the 5th leg. Darrell Pilgrim.
Break a throw, and we did say earlier this one went the way of
6th
Brooks
leg.
last
It's
night.
Darrell to throw first.
4-2, and now Pilgrim has the opportunity, if he holds his throw, to make it go his way this evening, 4-2, and guarantee his qualification through to Saturday night.
A stunning
60.
shooting from Mr. P. He's hit 10 maximums across his last 2 matches.
87. $59. $125.
Like magnets, that treble 20 at the moment. And looks like he's going to pretty much return the average that Brooks hit against him yesterday. That was 109.
99.
Pilgrim wants to take out 109
109.
to beat him. Well, isn't that ironic?
And the match, Darrell
A
Pilgrim.
4-2 victory for Darrell Pilgrim, the 109 checkout to defeat Bradley Brooks, and a win that sees him qualify for the Week 1 finals night at the first ever ADC Global Championship. Another good game between that darting duo. We'd expect to see them both there, but we definitely will see Darrell Pilgrim in action on Saturday. And look at those numbers, breathtaking stuff. 105.5 the average, 5 180s for Darrell Pilgrim, 10 across 2 matches now, and 109 checkout to seal the deal. Darrell does the business. Pilgrim progresses. Bradley Roose against Sebastian Biallecki coming up after this break.
Double 12. Oh, what a shot! What a way to finish the session!
Biallecki with a big finish. And there it is. Delightful dart.
You might want to stay in your seats.
Yeah, week 2 gets underway from Monday morning. Adam Mould, Gary Stone, James Welding, Ivan Springborg Paulson, Marvin Van Velzen, a former Super Series champion, and Donny Skewerwater in action in Group A. Group B sees James Bailey, Devon Peterson and Shane Hayward battle it out with Joe Croft, Charlie Martin and John Desrimo in Group C. That is week 2, but on week 1, well, Group B is halfway through the second night, and Daryl Pilgrim's 4-2 victory over Bradley Brooks has seen Pilgrim seal qualification. It's a second win of the night for him, having seen off Sebastian Biallecki earlier on. Biallecki went down to Thomas Banks 4-1 as well in a potentially pivotal result. He currently finds himself outside the top 3, does the poll. In 4th place, 2 points behind Banks and 4 legs worth off. Bradley Roose is as good as gone. Brooks is as good as through. And Daryl Pilgrim is through, as we said, with 10 points to his name. So, big game here. Bradley Roose trying to cling on to his faint hope. Sebastian Biallecki trying to put himself really back in the picture and on the shoulder of the man who's just beaten him, Thomas Banks.
Yeah, indeed. It's a big, big game here. Game 6. Not so much for Bradley Roose. He can be the spoiler here. Sebastian Biallecki really needs a nice win. 4-0, 4-1 would suit him right down to the ground and put him right back in the mix. He's on a -4.
First leg, it's Bradley to throw
makes
first.
difference, and Thomas
Game
Banks
on.
on 0. We thought this one would be tight come what may, and it is going to be that case.
41.
Lazy last dart from Roose.
$60. 94. $56. $140.
Sebastian went down 4-1 to Thomas Banks in his last game, and
96.
Biallecki has been averaging around the 91 average in this group. It was just over 90 in
84.
Group A.
$96. Bradley, you require 142.
Double 11 for the opening leg, and
shot on
wow,
the first leg.
wow.
Bradley Roose.
Bradley Roose opens his palms of his hands as if to say, where have you been?
Second leg, it's Sebastian to throw first.
It's a lovely 1-4-2 to open. And he's still going because he knows realistically he's out, but mathematically he isn't.
100.
He would need some 4-0 wins, and some other games would have to go his way, but
100.
come on, young man, let's show us what you got.
It's brilliant, and he needed it, but it's almost a
140.
frustrating time to start producing that, isn't it, when the race is pretty much run.
Yeah, very much more than frustrating.
42.
But you kind of, as you get older, you understand why. It's because you start to throw with freedom once you know or feel that you're out. And okay, there's that little
100.
terrier inside you that says, oh, I can mess a few things up here while I'm still here. And that's exactly what he has plans of doing.
100. Sebastian, you require 161. $45.
Well, no one's hit more ton toppers than Biallecki. Can he add another when he comes back? 116, very makeable. One treble, one single. What's going on here? Reattaches the
59.
flight.
Sebastian, you require 116. $80. $83. Sebastian, you require 36. Game shot on the second leg.
All
Sebastian
square.
Biallecki. Third leg, it's Bradley to throw first. Game on. $45. $140. $95.
So Biallecki, after struggling in the first leg, takes command in the second leg, and that seems to have fired him into gear a little.
60.
What did he say, Scott?
Please, 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 could you throw the dart a little
97.
higher?
Well, the adjustment was good. The switch was good. But he's still frustrated in the background.
60. $100. $140. Bradley, you require 164.
Another one in there would leave Bradley on the ball. Not to beat. So Biallecki looking at 101 to break.
117. Sebastian, you require 101.
Good visit all the same, but still a chance. And a big chance. Double 18.
65. Bradley, you require
He's
47.
just been sneaking inside the wire all week. They're now evading him when he needs them most. Double 7.
20. 33. Sebastian, you require 36. $28. Bradley, you require 14.
Have to go straight at it. That was the right thing to do, young man. Double 2.
Gates
Nicely
on the
finished.
third leg. Bradley Roose.
Clap to wake him up.
Fourth flag. It's Sebastian to throw first.
Now at 10 to midnight,
Game
so
on.
I suppose I can understand that.
They're a bit pedestrian, these two, aren't they? We did see a couple of occasions
58.
last night when they were going for doubles, and I'm not joking, they were taking 30 seconds apiece to approach the hockey. And I think that was only building the tension. I think it was making it
59.
harder to hit.
Yeah, when you add a crowd into the equation like, say, an Ali Pally crowd, they don't tolerate that very nicely at all. And the oohs and the ohs come as you're throwing at the double,
96.
and they become involved in the game. Not one I'd advise from my experience of being there.
Yeah, I think with
95.
your pace, Scott, your pace is consistent, isn't it? You do the same thing every time. These guys were changing things, and I don't think it was serving them.
93. $45. $26. $98. $96.
That is a problem dart for Roose. He really needed to stay there.
60.
It's getting
Sebastian, you
frustrated with
require
that one now.
132.
It does get to the point in some matches where you have to purposely lob it high. So bullseye.
107. Bradley, you require 144.
He's already done a 1-4-2, so we knew that that was well in range for Bradley Roose, but it's not to be this
83.
time.
Sebastian, you require 25. Game shot on the 4th flag.
It's all
Sebastian
square.
Biallecki.
Biallecki ties it up at
5th flag.
2-2.
It's Bradley to throw first.
Big match for him.
Game on.
Having already lost twice tonight, the same as his opponent.
140. $140. $45.
Another perfectly pitched first start for Sebastian Biallecki.
87. $60.
Effectively turned the throw round now into his favour, Biallecki.
$133.
Trevor's being very hard to come by
58.
for Roose now, and that's well
Sebastian,
and
you require 141.
truly turned around. 57 in front plus these.
$45.
Disappointment for the Dutchman after pulling that dart.
$81. Sebastian, you require 96.
Double 9.
Game shot on
Found.
the 5th flag. Sebastian Biallecki.
By Sebastian Biallecki, who now does take charge of this tie. This will be
6th
a
flag. It's
huge,
Sebastian to throw
huge
first. Game on.
victory for the Pole. He'd go level on points with Thomas Banks, who sits in the all-important 3rd place at the moment.
97.
Bradley Roose, of course, would be gone with defeat.
93. $57. $57.
Can he cross the line quickly from here?
That will be all his intent.
140.
Bradley Roose needs a 140 now, and he's not happy with that.
81.
So 4 games after this, a chance for Bradley Brooks to book his place at finals night. He's probably going to be there anyway, but he'll confirm it if he gets the right result against Thomas Banks next. Of course, Banks will be looking to respond to a victory from Biallecki here. It looks like a battle between those two for the final place at the Week 1 finals tomorrow.
91.
Couldn't take it out, but he could set it up.
$133. Sebastian, you
Again,
require
Bradley Roose will be
16.
thinking, where have you been all match? It's all about Biallecki now.
Game shot and the match.
Yeah, Biallecki
Sebastian
takes
Biallecki.
an important game for him. It did get to a point where a bit of a slogfest. Biallecki won't worry about that. It was all about getting the points on the board. The average is 84.15 for Biallecki, lower than he's been all week, one of his lower averages of the week. And as I said, he won't mind that. 4 from 13 being the issue for him. Bradley Roose, 79 average for him. 2 from 5 on the doubles, but he just didn't give himself the opportunities. But the highlight for him was a 1-4-2 shot out in leg 1. We head off into a short break and we'll return with Bradley Brooks taking on Thomas Banks.
Welcome back to the ADC Global Championship, brought to you live on Pluto TV at the home of the Modus Super Series, the Modus Live Lounge in Portsmouth, UK. And we now know 4 players through to the Week 1 finals night tomorrow. we might be about to get a fifth, because if Bradley Brooks can get a victory in this game, he will join Daryl Pilgrim in progressing from Group B. In fact, if Thomas Banks manages to beat Bradley 4-0, he would go through at this stage. Sebastian Biallecki has just asked the question of Banks with a 4-2 win over Bradley Roose to go level on points with Banks, who sits in third place. The top three do go through come the end of the evening. So a 4-0 win for Banks, or any win for Brooks. And we have the fifth name in the weekly finals night tomorrow.
First leg, it's Bradley to throw first. Game on.
For me, Thomas has done all he can tonight. He came in and won his first match against Bradley Roose 4-1. Then he went and beat his main rival
60
for spot 3, Sebastian Biallecki. But the bad thing for him is his last two games are here against the two table toppers. Bradley Brooks, who's in second place, and his last game would be the last game of the evening against Daryl Pilgrim.
108.
So he has a tough task.
Given an indication of the toughness of that task early on, as we get another maximum. We are being spoiled for 180s this week.
100. $58. Bradley, you require 161.
Sebastian Biallecki has this equally tough task. He's just got the one game left.
129.
It's against the man in your picture, Bradley Brown Brooks.
The problem is they could both lose
32.
their remaining games and still swap position, couldn't they? Because there's only 2 legs between them. So the fact that Banks has got more matches could actually end up being a disadvantage, because there's more legs that could go against him.
Yeah, absolutely. He's got to keep things nice
16.
and tight, hasn't he?
Thomas, you require 116.
Can he find a way around that into the red bed? Yes, he can. For a dart at double 18.
98. Bradley, you require 16. $12. Thomas, you require
So
18.
chances for Banks.
10. Bradley, you require 4.
Squandered on this occasion. You don't expect Brooks to miss too many times.
Game shot
And
of
that's the
first
reason
leg,
why.
Bradley Brooks. Second leg, it's Thomas to throw first. Game on. 99. $140. 60. $91. $100. $6.
Well, he would have expected to have used the marker dart there from the start.
96.
Going across to 18s and
174.
massive setup
Thomas
from
require
Bradley Brooks.
146.
Double 16.
140.
Right on the wire.
Bradley require 36. Game shot on the second leg. Bradley
Another
Brooks.
chance goes begging for Thomas Banks. And we spoke about the leg difference issue here
Third
before
leg,
we
it's Bradley to
started.
throw first. Game on.
Thomas Banks is straying into that territory right now.
Yeah, well, if Bradley wins the next leg,
46.
then he'll have a worse leg difference than Sebastian Biallecki. He's now got the same leg difference as Sebastian Biallecki, but has won
96.
fewer legs. So Biallecki provisionally moves into third place without throwing a dart.
$108.
And it could be getting worse for Thomas here.
98. $105. $180. Bradley require 170.
Nice 180 just to let Bradley Brooks know he's still there.
96. Thomas, you require 127. 59. Bradley requires 74.
Treble 14 was the target. The single will do. 20 leaves tops.
$34. Thomas, you require 68.
Double 16.
52.
I think he may have been put off by how
Bradley
close that dart was to the treble
40.
20, you know.
Game shot on
Once
the
again,
third
he gets
leg.
there
Bradley
first,
Brooks.
Thomas Banks. And once again, comes back from the well dry.
Fourth flag. It's Thomas to throw first. Game on. $134. $100. $57. $140. $97. $94.
Leaves himself a finish. He could win it in sensational style. Thomas Banks really needs every leg he can get now.
140. Bradley, you require 167.
140 was a nice 140 from Banks, and
42.
if he can get one leg, he
Thomas,
can
you
get two, but
require
it's
73.
easier said than done. 14 for double top.
Game shot on the fourth
Nicely
leg.
done.
Thomas Banks.
It's only so long you can keep a good player down.
Fifth flag. It's Bradley to throw first.
He won't
Game
continue to miss doubles, will he? But those first 3 leg misses, what's put him in the problem that he's in.
108.
When you're 3-0 up, you've got something to defend when it goes 3-1 still. Keeps your concentration
96.
levels high. And that's exactly what Bradley Brooks has done.
$108.
What is Bradley Brooks doing here? So many times this week
134.
we've
Bradley, you
been
require
teased with the
141.
prospect of perfection. A first 9 darter at the ADC Global Championship. Is it going to happen?
$95.
Brooks the latest to have a go.
133.
But he's now
Bradley, you
a couple of
require
darts
46.
away from sealing his spot in Saturday. Double 16. Well, I don't think he likes that lie. Where do you want to go?
Thomas, you require 130.
Overpitched.
$39. Bradley, you require 16.
Waves his hand at the board. Is he waving his hand? Goodbye to third place in the group and qualification for Saturday night.
Game shot and the match.
Bradley Brooks wins that one 4-1 at the expense of Thomas Banks. Thomas Banks will rue those misses in the first 3 legs. He did get there first and didn't convert. But for Bradley Brooks, that 4-1 win confirms his place in the Saturday night final. A good old tussle though, 96 for Bradley Brooks, 94 to Thomas Banks. The one from 6 will get Thomas Banks thinking about it, but a good attempt from him. Bradley Brooks guarantees his place in the Saturday night final. We head off into a short break. When we return, it's Daryl Pilgrim taking on Bradley Roose.
Looking for uninterrupted 24/7 darts? Simply download the Pluto TV app on your smart TV, mobile phone or smart device. And you can find us on the Modus Super Series Darts channel. Watch us live from 9:30 AM on Monday to Wednesday, from 1 PM and 10 PM Thursday and Friday, and for our weekly and series finals, 7:30 PM on Saturdays. Still not got enough darts? We've got you covered. When we aren't live, you can find the best of Modus on the channel. From amazing charity influencer events.
This has to go for Jaden. Big pressure for the little man, but what a shot to stay alive this would be.
Week starring Luke Littler.
Could this be it? Bullseye for Littler. In it goes. The 1-2-1 turns the game in his favour.
Record-breaking averages.
And record-breaking darts. Double 16. It's
Game
destructive.
shot and the
It's
match.
Daryl Pilgrim with the
Daryl
record
Pilgrim.
average.
And insane 9 dart legs.
Max. Max.
108.
And Sherrick is continuing upon a road towards perfection. That's a second max in succession. Balan Sherrick wants treble 19. And now double 12 to become the...
But that's not all. We also have the exclusive series of On the Hockey.
But when I played darts, I was allowed to be me.
Deep dives in our tungsten talks.
No email at all. That really is. And the words that just come out make me head what? 127 in game. I cried a few tears when they told me. I still love it so much.
And Modus documentaries.
Everyone knows we're watching something special.
This is going to happen. Just when? When is it going to happen? Didn't take long.
Darts is on 24/7, so what are you waiting for? Download the app on your smart TV, any smart device, including your mobile phone, and search for the Modus Super Series. And watch us now.
Welcome back to the ADC Global Championship, where we now are just waiting for one more place to be filled at the Week 1 finals. For those who haven't been with us all week, just to explain what's going on here at the Super Series, well, it's had a revamp. It's been taken over by the amateur darts circuit. They've put on their Global Championship here at the Live Lounge in Portsmouth. And this week, well, the format is the same right up until Saturday. And in fact, the match format will be the same for Saturday. But there is a difference, because not only one player will be successful out of the 6 on stage tomorrow night, 4 of them will be. All of the semi-finalists who have progressed through the group stages will make it through to a grand finals, which will take place here in the same venue next Sunday, and that will see longer format darts as they battle it out for the £25,000 first prize. Daryl Pilgrim would love to have his name on the trophy and that big check in his pocket. He's through. Bradley Roose will not be joining him. He is out. Bradley Brooks also through. The two that are battling it out over the final 2 matches are Sebastian Biallecki, who takes on Brooks, and Thomas Banks, who faces Pilgrim.
Yeah, Pilgrim, who was the bookie's favourite before a dart was thrown this week.
108!
Well, he's now just matched his tally of maximums from last night. 11 across
58.
Both nights, and that means that he's had the most 180s in a Group B campaign over 2 days. Steve West held the record at the Modus Super Series 21. Daryl Pilgrim's done it here at the ADC Global Championship already with 22. He's still got 2 games to play.
58.
The individual record, by the way, is 12. 3 players have done it. West, Bo Greaves and Devon Peterson. I think Pilgrim's going to smash that tonight.
53.
I think I did 12 when I was here, but it took me 2 weekly campaigns to get 12.
60. Darryl, you require 32.
Well, certainly didn't see any at the Christmas party from you, Scott.
Game shot on the first leg.
I had a 9, though, at the Christmas party. It was a 5, a treble 1, and a single 1.
It's Bradley to
you had a few doubles from what I recall as well.
$140. $83.
So this match effectively a dead rubber, although the players at the top are jostling for position. Pilgrim would love to win the group,
60.
but meaningful matches coming up because Biallecki and Banks still trying to qualify.
I said yesterday I thought it would go down to the last
54.
game and may even be leg count back. It could well be what is going to happen.
140.
Well, Biallecki could lose to Brooks and then drop out of the top 3, but then Banks could lose worse than him and put him back there. Basically, Biallecki needs to better the scoreline of Thomas Banks to stay where he is, but he goes into bat first, so it's not as easy as that.
Yeah, for us here in the studio, we don't have to
97.
take our shoes and socks off to get the leg count back right. A lovely live InVision table change here for us we have in the commentary box. Helps us out with all that.
Bradley requires 64.
So double 16.
Gets on the second leg.
And Bradley Roose wins the leg that saw Daryl Pilgrim match that record. 12
Game on.
180s tonight for Pilgrim. This one would break the record. Not going to happen. Not yet. It will happen. We all know it will happen.
58.
Do we call it a building record because it's the record inside the building?
Yeah, at the Live Lounge.
131.
He's already smashed the ADC Global Championship record by some distance. But he would beat any record in this venue if he hits one more 180 tonight. Already got the best for a Group B campaign.
96.
And I do feel it is a case of when rather than if. If Daryl Pilgrim goes the rest of the night without
100.
hitting another 180, I will duet with Henry Deacon at next year's Christmas party.
48. Daryl, you
I
require
don't care where I am in the world.
170.
I will be back for that one.
Don't go breaking my heart, Daryl.
58. $99. Daryl, you require 112.
Trying to plant one in the 60 to give himself a dart at double 16, and that's a
shot on
lovely
the third
finish from
leg,
Pilgrim,
Daryl Pilgrim.
who once again is flexing his muscles here.
Fourth flag, it's Bradley.
For
to
you,
go
are we
first.
seeing him emerge as a
Game on.
favourite to win this week?
Yeah, I think so.
Can you imagine a scenario that he doesn't make it through to the grand finals?
140.
Because it's not about winning the week, really. It's just about being in that final four, isn't it?
You feel as long as he's careful crossing the road on the way to the venue, you
57.
feel it may be job done. Those Saturday nights, you never know what happens.
Well, he could, of
6.
course, do what he's done before, which is go out by virtue of a 9-dart shootout. And the 9-dart shootout that he went out in, he actually hit a 180 in that shootout.
Ouch.
100. $140.
Could do them hitting the maximum pretty snappy here. It's starting to worry me now, Daryl. The finishing has been fabulous in this game,
40.
but the
Bradley, you
scoring has
require
just dried up a little.
161.
I have a feeling here that Bradley Roose has swapped darts for this match. He had a silver dart earlier in the evening.
Might wish he'd swapped him earlier. Good setup in the end. It was unintentional. Went for the bull, but left himself 32. Such a
140.
lethargic lob with that
Bradley
last
require
dart.
32.
He's obviously not aware of the record.
He'll stand alone in this venue with one more maxi. He won't come in this leg.
Game shot on the
The leg
fourth
is over.
leg, Bradley Roose.
As Bradley Roose levels at 2-2.
Fifth flag, it's Daryl to throw first. Game on. $59. $60. $140.
I have to give credit to Bradley Roose for being in this match, levelling at 2-2. He's standing up to another good performance from Pilgrim, averaging in three figures again, is Mr. Pete.
$92. $60. $90. 90. $96. Darryl, you require 120.
Shanghai shot. All he can do is set up.
Darryl, you require 20. Game shot on the fifth leg, Darryl Pilgrim. Sixth leg, it's Bradley to throw first. Game on. $100. $135.
Well, that record is staying shared at the moment.
100. $99.
A reminder, two crucial contests following this. Sebastian Biallecki taking on Bradley Brooks.
115.
Thomas Banks facing Pilgrim. They are the two players fighting it out, Biallecki and Banks, for that final spot at the Week 1 finale.
100. $80. Darryl, you require 167.
Last from Roose there. Oh, what a way
Bradley,
to finish that match on the bullseye.
Roose trying to stay in it though. Treble 18 or treble 20 to leave double 13. Oh, lovely. Bradley backed himself and the game goes on. Are we going to see one of those strange situations where bottom and eliminator defeats top and through?
They do have one thing in common now. Both have hit 3-ton plus finishes this evening.
99.
But both running very different averages for the evening.
$58.
And that reflected in this match. It's a sign of a great player when it doesn't even look to be playing that well and you look at the average and it's in three figures.
81.
I think we can probably say that about each of his matches tonight. His 105 didn't look like a 105. It was like he was just taking the dog for a wander in the park.
$44.
Was averaging in three figures. Probably will be again
81.
by the time the match is up. 277. 9 darts in. Yeah, you can see him just getting a little frustrated that the darts are starting to be scattered about a little more.
39.
There may yet be some way for Bradley Roose to turn this around, but he's going to need a treble with this start. He gets one. Gets his nose in front.
Yeah, he's keeping Pilgrim honest. This is one of his better matches of the group. It's a shame he waited till now in his last game.
100.
to do it.
If he can find a treble or two, he probably becomes favourite. Oh, that doesn't help. That does not help at all.
43. Dowry you require 138.
Got the presence of mind to switch over for the 18s, though, so doing the right things at the right time.
86. Bradley, you require 170.
So it's not to be this time. He'll go across to the 18s now. No, stayed where he was.
Dowry you require 52.
So 52 for Pilgrim. He'll go 20 for 2 16s.
36. Bradley, you require 70.
Not a happy chappy. Bradley Roose has a chance to get a sizable scalp here. Because the boy at the bottom of the table has beaten the player at the peak. Daryl Pilgrim is going through. Bradley Roose is going home, but he's going home with a victory over one of the best performers in this group. He's happy with that. He won't be happy to have already departed, and despite averaging almost 10 points, fewer than his opponent, Bradley Roose, a Dutchman, signs off with a victory. Pilgrim will be back in the last match. He's going to take on Thomas Banks. Sebastian Biallecki will be hoping that he can qualify himself before Banks plays. We'll talk you through how after this short break.
So you join us back here on Pluto TV at a very interesting time in the ADC Global Series Championship Week 1. It's Group B and we're day 2 here, and Sebastian Biallecki is needing a 4-1 win or a 4-0 win to take him through over Bradley Brooks, who's already qualified. He's done his work for the evening. One could say just playing for fun here, but it's
First leg, it's
not
Sebastian
fun,
to
because
throw first.
if Sebastian Biallecki doesn't do the 4-1 or 4-0, then it goes down to Thomas Banks's game against Daryl Pilgrim, and all on the result of that one. So I'm sure Biallecki will know what he has to do. I'm sure he will know what puts pressure on Thomas Banks on that last game and
96.
the leg score when he leaves the board. But as we've just seen, nothing is ever a given here in the live lounge. Bottom was just beaten top 4-3. And Bradley Roose was averaging just about 9 points lower than our top of the table man, Daryl Pilgrim. And if you've been with us for most of the evening and most of the day, there is a prize money ramification on where you finish
85.
within each group and the position in the table. So there is always something to play for right down to the wire.
97.
And that's the case here with games 9 and 10. So stick with us, and then we will be able to tell you at the end of game 10 who your Saturday night finalists are here on this ADC Global Championship Week 1.
Yeah, it's a leg that's not going too well for Bradley Brooks so far. A scruffy score to start, then a dart bouncing straight off the wire. Only 25, the dart on the floor.
91.
Biallecki will be thinking, well, this is very welcome. A run of good luck. As Scott Mitchell explained, 4-0 or 4-1 puts him through any other result, and he has to wait to see what Banks can manage against Daryl Pilgrim. He could lose and go through. He could win and go out.
108.
Brooks applies the pressure.
Sebastian, you require 40. Game shot on the first leg.
But
Sebastian
Biallecki draws first blood.
Second leg is Bradley to throw first.
He's having a good look at his points. Now, previous visits here, we've seen Bradley Brooks struggle with his darts staying in the board. He hasn't had that problem over the last couple of nights. But
121.
one of the darts went straight up against the wire, came back, and I think he's just checking that that point's not damaged by it. He's still having a good look at it.
Yeah, so what's kind of happened here with the dart technology is, as these boards have the blades pressed in them, the hardest point of these blades are right on the corners where you see that treble 20. We zoom in nicely there. You can see little marks on that blade wire where it's been hit plumb on with a dart. Now, if you hit those corners where they join, that is where the blade wire is at its hardest point. And that can then damage the steel on the point of the dart and cause maybe a burn. And you can end up with a little peel back, a little bit like a fish hook is the best way to explain it. And then that can cause you a few problems. Because it's only thin, like a bean tin or whatever, you can just wriggle it and it will come off.
Bradley require 100.
But it will leave a sharp bit on the point. And as you see with Bradley's throw,
80.
He holds the point as well as the barrel when he throws. So maybe that's something that he found when he went to throw next time round.
Well, it doesn't seem to have hampered his performance, but Biallecki might hamper it here. with a brilliant
Game
bullseye.
shot on the second leg. Sebastian Biallecki.
Another ton topper for the Premier
Third
pole.
leg. It's Sebastian to throw
Brooks
first. Game on.
can't believe it, but Biallecki is putting himself now in pole position to be the final qualifier for the Week 1 finals of the ADC Global Championship. Thomas Banks
97.
will be hoping that Bradley Brooks can bounce back.
Now, when we interviewed Andy Bolton on Wednesday, he said to us that you don't want to lose your last game in the group
140.
to somebody that may well be in the Saturday night finals night with you, because it gives them the impetus come Saturday night.
140.
So with that in mind, Bradley Brooks will be looking for a bit of a comeback here, because he won't want
100.
Sebastian to have that sort of feather in his cap.
$180.
Well, he's going and getting it, isn't he? Fair play to him, because Bradley Brooks is playing well in this game, but Biallecki is playing brilliantly.
41. Sebastian, you require 84.
You have to say, just
Game shot on the third
a couple
leg.
of games
Sebastian
ago,
Biallecki.
Biallecki was looking down and out when Thomas
Fourth leg, it's
Banks'
Bradley
main
to throw
rival
first.
for this third place,
Game on.
beat him 4-1 in game 4.
100.
He's picked himself up. Look
Look
at these averages here, 109 and 107.
3-0 up against a player averaging over 107. It is incredible from Biallecki, particularly in this position where he had to go and win 4-0 or 4-1. Now he should do that. That should happen.
There is one player in the building
177.
not enjoying it at all.
But he might be enjoying this, because Bradley Brooks has been perfect in this leg. We have been teased and tantalised many times so far at the ADC
Bradley
Global
require
Championship.
144.
Can Bradley Brooks deliver? He can't, and he's frustrated. We're all Bradley Brooks right now.
100.
Well, we were waiting for some fireworks, Scott. I think we've got them.
Very late into the evening. We had this in from game 3 yesterday.
50.
It continued
Bradley
right the
require
way through the
44.
evening.
28.
Well, it shouldn't matter, because Biallecki can't do anything with 266 other than try his level best to leave some kind of finish.
56. Bradley requires 16. Game shot on the fourth leg. Bradley Brooks.
Not sure what he was doing on the setup there, Sebastian
Fifth
Biallecki.
leg. It's Sebastian to
For
throw
the
first.
17 segment,
Game on.
second dart. Anyway, he's lost a leg, but if he wins this leg, he will be through.
$92. $140.
This is sometimes a situation where it's sometimes better not to know what you need.
$100. $57.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to know if he does know. I'm pretty sure he won't know. He didn't know he was being pranked when they did the pranking darts players video here. He didn't understand, even after he was told he didn't know he'd been pranked.
44.
Do check that out here on Pluto TV when it comes up. Really funny bit of content.
58.
But serious business now for Sebastian Biallecki.
$45.
Visitors opened the door for Bradley Brooks. That's not the first start he would have been looking for. He'll stay down now.
79.
Big 2 visits coming up here. He'll expect to get 2 with Brooks on such a difficult checkout, but he'll want to leave at least, or at most, should I say, 120.
100.
That's what he does leave.
Bradley, you require 167. $45. Sebastian, you require
Handed a bit of
120.
A gift here by Brooks. If he takes this out, he's through.
Won't be this time round, so Brooks will come back for the 1-2-2.
6. Bradley, you require 122.
Double 7.
115. Sebastian, you require 60.
Could not quite manage it. It's been a really good performance from Bradley Brooks, but you have to give immense credit to Sebastian Biallecki,
Game shot.
who
and the match.
completes the
Sebastian
field
Biallecki.
for the Week 1 finals night at the ADC Global Championship. Needed a 4-1 victory. He got a 4-1 victory, and that means that Thomas Banks cannot recover now. It is a fantastic victory for Biallecki, who's just being informed here by the referee Jack Garwood that he is going through, and he will be very happy to be on that stage. And that performance deserved it. 4 out of 5 on the finishes, including a 1-2-1. Some really good stuff, certainly the way he started the game. And Bradley Brooks, despite another polished performance, 99 average, loses a game by a 3-leg margin. Right, Banks can't go through, but we are going to find out who will win this group. Daryl Pilgrim, if he wins the next match, will do it. And can he break that 180 record? He needs one more to have hit the most 180s in a Group B night in this venue. Let's see if he can do it after the break.
He's been really good at his layups, and it's a big tester here for Trina. Put the pressure on him last time. This is outstanding from Trina Gulliver. What a finish! What?
In fairness, we all travel together.
Send herself through to the final tomorrow night. Can she find a way above? Yes, for double 18. And Vicky Pruitt will head through to tomorrow night final. And Lorraine is on the winning train.
An opportunity here for Sheldon. Miss 36 for a break. Finds it 2-up checkout on 93.
12. And what a shot there from Lisa.
Want to hit 32 to win the leg, to win the match, and to make it back-to-back victories here.
But a chance nonetheless. This will be the first topper of the Championship Tour finals.
She has double 19, Shanghai in the 19s. And she does so.
Game shot in the third.
Well, that is simply superb.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024 WADC Windmill Championship Tour winner, Gemma Hayter!
Yeah, when the Modus Super Series returns, it returns with a Women's Week, the second here at the Live Lounge. It's the first live event of 2025 live on Pluto TV, and it features the likes of Lisa Ashton, Trina Gulliver, Gemma Hayter, our very own Laura Turner, Robin Byrne on debut, and the 16-year-old sensation Paige Pauling, who picked up the Girls World Championship title just last week. That's coming up in January, but in December it's all about the ADC Global Championship, and the last match of the group stages of week 1 is about to take place. Thomas Banks, well, he is now powerless. He cannot progress after Sebastian Biallecki got the result he needed against Bradley Brooks. And it would have been a tough task anyway against Daryl Pilgrim, who's one leg away from securing his place as the winner of this group, and one maximum away from breaking the record of 180s hit in a night over 4 matches. Well, he's got 12 over 3 matches. Can he make it 13 in 4 and be a standalone record holder in the Live Lounge again? Because he's already got the record for the highest average. He's already got the record for the highest losing average. He's already got the record for the most matches won in a row when he went on a spell of 17. And now he wants to be greedy and take that 180 record. And there it is.
108!
No duet at the Christmas party.
108!
Jack Garwood, the referee, doing a duet with himself here. All about 180s.
140. 128.
There was a dart song out. Chaz and Dave did a dart song, didn't they, a few years ago?
Yeah, I got my ticket for the darts.
145. Thomas, you require 150.
Oh, Banks. Fancied
100.
flashy finish. Now he
require
knows
36.
it's his last match in the ADC Global Championship. This leg would see Pilgrim top the pile.
Game shot on the
Daryl
first
Pilgrim
leg. Daryl Pilgrim
is the winner of Group B, and a deserving one as well.
Second leg. It's Daryl to throw first. Game on. $140. 57. 93. $60.
You have to say Thomas Banks gave himself a good chance tonight. Gave himself the best chance by winning his first 2 matches. We did speak about it before it all started this evening, and it was a case of winning those first 2 games and then going from there and seeing what happened. It didn't quite go for him this time round. It was always going to be a tough finish when he had Bradley Brooks and Daryl Pilgrim for his last 2 matches, but I think he has to take a bit of heart that he put himself in the position to
108.
maybe be able to give himself an outside chance. Took a big game from Sebastian Biallecki to beat Bradley Brooks to guarantee himself through.
90.
He made him go and win it rather than giving it to him.
And he's still showing what he can do. He's actually outmaxed Pilgrim so far in this match, 2-1.
86. Daryl, you require 100. $84. Thomas, you require 60. Game shot on the second leg.
And he
Thomas
squares
Banks.
up. Banks breaks Pilgrim.
Third leg, it's Thomas to throw first. Game on. $108.
Banks continues to pepper the treble 20.
140. $99.
Is it more 180s in this game than he did his entire day in Group B yesterday? He did it 15 in Group A.
140.
So he's on 23 for the week.
If he wins this match, he's going to go out
58.
on 8 points, and that is cruel, isn't it?
Yeah, we spoke about 8 points is usually enough to get you through. When you come into Group B, you want to win 4 games.
57. Thomas, you
5
require
usually sort of guarantees
164.
it, but 4 you can squeak through.
98.
Some weeks you can get through on
Daryl,
6,
you
but
require 164.
not the case for Thomas this time around. If he does win the game, he'll miss out on leg difference, and Pilgrim will win the group on leg difference.
104. Thomas, you require 66.
Double 16 is the choice of double for Banks.
34.
Hasn't found it, so Pilgrim
Daryl,
gets a
you
chance to make it
require
another
6.
break of throat.
$40. Thomas, you require 32.
Banks returns.
No score.
Well, didn't look
Daryl,
hittable,
you
did it?
require 20.
Blocked out.
Game shot on the third leg. Daryl Pilgrim. Fourth leg, it's Daryl to throw first. Game on. $58. $59. 94. 98.
It may be even more frustrating for Thomas Banks that he's put in a decent display here and may have managed to pull off the result he needed had Biallecki given him an out, but credit to Sebastian.
140. 46. 140. 150. Thomas, you require 64. Gauge on the fourth leg.
Nicely done that time on the double 16 from Thomas Banks, a 15 dart.
Fifth leg.
Break
It's
a
Thomas to
throw.
throw first. Game on. $60. 60.
I'm just sensing a little frustration on the face of Darryl Pilgrim, the way he started the match. Well, he started it with a maximum, but a leg and a half in, he was producing a performance out of this world. It has dropped off since then. But he would have to be a big fancy when it comes to
60.
Tomorrow. He goes through as the group winner. We will confirm the groups for tomorrow and maybe give you a bit of a preview of that Week 1 finals at the ADC Global Championship, which will take place here live on Pluto TV from 7:30 UK time. So we'll have lost 6 of the 24 players in this tournament. We will lose another 2 tomorrow night, but we will know 4 of the grand finalists.
$60. 77. 95.
I did stay down there to get the opportunity to lead the 170, so that's why he dodged along Biallecki.
59. Thomas, you require 170. 105.
170 doesn't go. How about 160? Well, that doesn't go either. So Banks back for 65. Options on it. Most players would go for the
Thomas, you require 65.
25. But he goes for the treble 11. So 14. Tees up top. So he actually deflected off that dart. Got a little lucky there. 25. You can see that by his reaction. It didn't get let go properly. But now Pilgrim can get his nose in front. 2 10s.
50. Thomas, you require 40.
And it was a sparkling start, but it's a lethargic end to this game. Banks nails the double himself. Gets ahead of Pilgrim at 3-2.
Sixth leg. It's Darryl to throw first. Game on. $93. 140. 96. $140. $99.
A 145 is the remainder.
95.
So 126 for the match. And we might see it in back-to-back games here. Well, not quite back-to-back games, but games involving Daryl Pilgrim, where he's lost to the two players that aren't going through.
139. Thomas, you require 126. $54. Daryl, you require 74. $66.
And it could seriously
Thomas, you
happen now.
require 72.
Banks looks at the 72. That only becomes 67, so it's got to be 17. And the ball.
28. Daryl, you require
Tired darts here at the end of Group B.
$6. Thomas, you require 44. $12. Daryl, you require 2.
Yep, certainly is the right word to describe it.
Game shot on the 6th leg. Daryl Pilgrim.
So it goes the distance.
7th and final leg. It's Thomas to throw first. Game on.
Yeah, it's the 7th and final leg. Genuine chance that Thomas could have won this match, and I think you could say that with the Bradley Brooks game as well. He had 3 legs at the start of that game where he's staring 3-0 in the face, and he was there with a double on every one of those. He's performed well tonight. He won't be happy. He's a young man that expects a lot of himself. But when he looks back and watches this back, he will see that he's played okay tonight.
140.
And asked his ability to put himself in the mix, and that's exactly what's happened.
100. $72.
Yeah, it could have been a really satisfying end. It could still be a satisfying end to the night, but it looks more likely to be a frustrating
44.
one for Thomas Banks. Now,
he's in stop himself mode at the moment.
$120. $140. Daryl, you require 111.
So not to be this time. So Thomas Banks still has a chance at this 114.
Thomas, you require 114. $62. Daryl, you require 60.
Pilgrim is the table topper.
40.
But is he going to
Thomas,
end
you
his
require
evening
52.
with back-to-back defeats to the two players that haven't gone through? Well, maybe not. Neither player can seem to hit a double with any ease in this
20.
game. The finishing has been poor. And that is miles away. Over adjusts.
Game shot.
But then does
Daryl
get
Pilgrim.
the win. Daryl Pilgrim going through to the Week 1 finals with the first place finish in Group B. Bradley Brooks behind him in second. Sebastian Biallecki in third. Thomas Banks finishing fourth and not going through. And Bradley Roose is denied as well. A 4-3 success for Daryl Pilgrim, who wins a group. The finals night field has been completed for Week 1 at the ADC Global Championship, and myself and Scott Mitchell will review tonight and preview tomorrow night after this break. So at the end of tonight's action live on Pluto TV, these are the results from the 10 fixtures that were played in Group B. Thomas Banks started the night well, a 4-1 win against Bradley Roose. He backed it up with another against Sebastian Biallecki, but it unravelled with a 4-1 defeat against Brooks, and then Daryl Pilgrim getting over the line. Pilgrim actually is the player who tops the table. He is through as the group winner, 12 points for him. Brooks joins him on 10. Sebastian Biallecki on 8. Thomas Banks and Bradley Roose are the two players departing from this group. And we'll start with Daryl Pilgrim, because I think he has
over the course of the 2 nights been a cut above the rest, hasn't he?
He has, but tonight you'll see that he's had 3 4-3 matches and a 4-1. So he's won 12 legs and he's given up 10. Now, for me, that's a little worry for him going into tomorrow night. You don't want to be giving legs away cheaply. And if you're getting 10 legs against Daryl Pilgrim, you're giving them up cheaply.
Especially when he's hit a record-breaking 13 180s. Nobody's ever hit more in a 4-match night of darts here in this venue.
It makes you wonder what would have happened if he hadn't hit those 180s.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant stuff from Daryl Pilgrim. This is when he broke that record. But it's a fair point. Look, the scoring's been there, hasn't it? The finishing in the last match wasn't really there. So are you concerned? Do you think that he's in danger?
Yeah, I am. I would have liked to have seen him winning these games 4-2, 4-1. You know, if you win 12 legs and you lose 6, fair enough. You win 12 legs and you lose 10, no panic sets in. But for me, you're not quite as sharp as you need to be.
What about Bradley Brooks then? He's been in decent shape in this group, hasn't he?
Yeah, very much so. And, you know, there was a point, I think, as a young man, that he felt that once he got through, switched off a bit. We are playing late at night. There are varying reasons for it, but yeah, he looks good, and we know he's up for the big game every time. So, yeah, he's looking good for tomorrow night as well.
Yeah, really good performances across the 2 nights. Bradley Brooks there. Sebastian Biallecki, he turned up when he needed to, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. It was a big game for him because Thomas Banks had played him earlier in the evening and actually turned him over 4-1, I think it was. So Thomas did all he needed to do to put himself in the mix and beat his rival. And then when you asked Sebastian to go and beat Bradley Brooks, who was at the top of the table, to get himself secure, the pole did everything you asked him to do.
Yeah, and you mentioned that, you know, the scoring for Pilgrim's been there. The finishing has been there for Biallecki. If he's got that in his locker tomorrow night, he's going to stand a good chance of at least getting through to those all-important semi-finals.
Yeah, Seb's had a couple of games where he's just kind of not been at the races, and that cost him in Group A. He's probably done it again in Group B, but when he's asked a question of himself, he's gone and backed himself with his ability and got himself through. When Seb now is starting again, all over again, he's another dangerous prospect for Saturday night.
So let's just recap the runners and riders then in tomorrow's finals night. The Group A winner was Andy Bolton. Daryl Pilgrim joins him as the winner of Group B. Adam Lipscomb this afternoon won Group C. Runners up, Bradley Brooks and James Richardson. And Sebastian Biallecki gets through in the final place, 3rd place in Group B. Who have you been the most impressed with out of those players?
Probably Lipscomb. Lipscomb's rise from where he was a few months ago to where he's been in the last 2 days. And I think the bigger players, when they come in, when you're on a bit of form, you can step up and go with them. And I think that's what Adam will do on Saturday night.
Well, let's have a look at the groups then. This is the first time we've shown you this. So the groups for the Week 1 final at the ADC Global Championship. Andy Bolton, Bradley Brooks, James Richardson in Group 1, Daryl Pilgrim, Adam Lipscomb and Sebastian Biallecki in Group 2. Now remember, it is the people who progress from the groups, 2 from each, that make it through to the grand finals next Sunday. So I think the easiest way to put it, Scott, is which 2 players do you think won't make it through the groups? Who do we lose tomorrow?
Oh, looking at those groups, you know, you look at James Richardson and his levels probably aren't where Andy Bolton and Bradley Brooks have been this week so far. And you have to say, looking at Lipscomb and Pilgrim in the other group, you look at Seb and say he's been a little bit off of what those 2 have been as well. So the stats would tell me those 2, but it's all about what the darts are going to tell me tomorrow night.
Will there be a different feeling? I mean, we spoke to some of the players. Those group games are going to take on extra significance, aren't they?
And it could narrow the gap. That's what I think could happen. And we see a twist in the tail in the way that the ADC Global Championship works. And I think it's a very interesting twist in the tail and very different. And everybody needs to be tuned tomorrow night to see what happens with it.
Yeah, they certainly do. The action gets underway from 7:30 p.m. on Pluto TV. There will still be played down to a winner. Just quickly before we end, give the name. Who do you think will be winning the weekly title and giving themselves one of those 1 or 2 seedings for next Sunday?
I'm a local guy. I'd like to see Adam Lipscomb win it.
There we go, Scott. Well, he played very, very well today. And you've done very well today. Thank you for your company. We'll see you tomorrow. We hope to see you tomorrow as well. It's going to have a different twist on it. We're going to see the group progressors progress through to the finals night on the Sunday, the finals of the ADC Global Championship. Thanks for joining us. It's 7:30 tomorrow, live on Pluto TV, to see which 4 go through to the finals.